Alrighty, I'm going to show you guys how to make Crusties. First, of course, you take your dough, and I'm going to give you the recipe down in the bottom of the description so you know how to make the dough. You roll it out, and it's going to be one big dough ball. You use a rolling pin, roll it out, and then cut it in half. And you want that kind of straight edge to roll the dough, okay? So, first thing is first, this is my... Bear with me, this is my fourth batch, so it doesn't matter if your dough is a little uneven like this or if it's clipped here. It's all going to get rolled up anyway. No one's going to really even notice anyway. But the first thing you do, and what I have done is I've melted some butter with some garlic. I just use Land O'Lakes canola oil. It's a fantastic butter for this. And then I take a minced garlic and I put a spoonful of minced garlic in there. So when you spoon it out, you'll be able to see little bits of garlic coming off there. So you want it like that, okay? And the first thing that you want to do is you want to get a light coat of butter on the Crusties, or on the, excuse me, not on the Crusties, but on the dough, and just give it a nice light coating. Not too thick, not too crazy, because then your Crusties are sitting there cooking in butter, and they're not really. They'll be too flat. They'll cook down and cook flat. Okay? So once you cover it and you get a nice light coat, and again, I'm not trying to be super precise with it. Then you take oregano, just some basic oregano. This is stuff I got at Kroger. You can go get them at the food line right there on 109 as you come in, and just get a nice layer of oregano right there on the dough. Just toss it right on. Alright? Next, take your basil, and you're going to do the same thing. 2 or 3 big pinches, get nice distribution, and you should be good to go. I just take the lid off and pinch it out of there. Makes it a lot easier. Then you take just regular old mozzarella. Go get some just chopped mozzarella from the grocery store. And get a nice layer along your edge. A nice thick layer along your edge, because that's going to be the center of your Crusty. Once you do that, then you take a couple more handfuls and you sprinkle around the rest of the dough. Not too crazy, but you know, you want a nice amount of cheese. You certainly don't want a Crusty with no cheese on it. Although my roommate at Radford, Mitch Cohn, he was too cheap to pay $1 for the cheese from Chancey's, so he would always get it without cheese. He'd save the buck. We used to make fun of him. All right, so you fold in your ends of your dough like that. And what that's going to do, just on the end of your Crusty roll, it's going to make it nice and firm so that you don't stuff doesn't leak out. And then you just start at one end and you work your way down. Let me move this so you can see what I'm doing. Is that a little easier? So what I'm doing, I'm just giving it a nice fold, and I'm folding the cheese into the dough as I go. Okay. And you fold it over again, and then that's going to secure it pretty good. Don't be afraid to pull the dough just a little bit, but certainly don't, pull it off of go crazy with it. It will poke holes, and it will kind of mess things up a little bit. But you see what I'm doing here? and then you just essentially just roll it up just like this. Okay, you can fold it the other direction, you can do whatever you want. Once you have it here, let me move the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Then you start on one end and you chop. And that's the folded end. That's the nice, it's going to be kind of tough. That's a tough Crusty. And what I'm doing, I'm just placing all my Crusties on a pizza stone. And I've got the oven preheated to 350. Let it preheat for about maybe 20 minutes. Okay? And space it out like that. And then you just go through and you chop, you know, bite-sized little rolls. You can use a sharper knife if you want. You can use a dull knife. As long as it's got an edge, it's going to be functional. You should be okay. This is 20 years of trial and error. My brother and I would make Crusties when we were in college at Radford. And basically what we would do is we would take pizza dough from the pizza store. There's a local Pizza Hut there in Radford, and we use that. So then you just load your Crusties, your rolls, onto your pizza stone, like yay. And again, this is my 4th batch of Crusties today. So my kitchen's a mess. I got dishes out the wazoo, but I'm gonna show you guys the end product here after it's been in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. And some of them will come apart, and that's okay. Just take it and pinch the dough, and it will stick like that right there. That guy, he came apart, and I just pinched it. This one's sort of doing the same thing. It's having a rough day, so it's okay though. It'll cook up and be yummy. And then my last 3 here. See if I can find a spot. And then there you go. Toss it in the oven. Here they go in the oven. They should be cooking for about 20 minutes, and then I'll come right back to you when they're done. Alright, it's been about 15 minutes. Let's give them a quick check. Alright, they're coming along. They need a little bit more time, but you can see that they're cooking just fine. And the cheese in the middle, that's what you want. Those are good looking Crusties. This one's a little flat, but the rest of them are standing upright. That's what you want. Not too much butter, just enough to give it the flavor. Alright, 10 more minutes. Alright, let's take them out. They're probably done by now. Oh yeah, baby. Looking good, looking good. Well, there you go, folks. Let me pull this out because you need 2 hands. Can't do it with the camera. Maybe you can see right there. I'll pull them out. I'll pull them out, I'll set them right there. That'll make it easy. There you go. There you have it. Crusties, baby. Now you can use provolone cheese, mix it with mozzarella. You can just use provolone if you want. You can use, sprinkle it with some garlic powder. That might be a nice addition to it. And then for the sauce, I just use Classico. Just your, basic marinara Classico. And they come out delicious. Alright, so there you go. I'm going to try and see how they are.